Failure. We've all been there. That sinking feeling when things don't go as planned. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of the process. The most successful people in the world did not avoid failure, they embraced it, learned from it, and used it to fuel their next move. There's a lot of things society demonizes today, and one of those is failure. Failure is seen as a taboo, the end of the road, a label that once received can take years of emotional and psychological work to overcome. We dissociate ourselves from failure. Heck, we even have a fear of failure. But how do you intend to be successful without failing? How do you know what you're good at without trying and failing? How do you get to a point of mastery of any skill without collecting failures? There's a saying that goes, the master has failed more times than a rookie has ever tried. Let that sink in. To get good, you have to get comfortable with failing. And that's the whole purpose of today's video. Failure is a gift, and you should fail more often. Now walk with me. I've come to perceive failure as proof of trying, proof that I've not just existed but lived to the fullest, proof that I followed my curiosity to wherever it led me, and that I got the best out of every single moment. You see, you never really fail until you stop trying. And so the first gift of failure is the gift of what not to do and how not to do it. That is when you try something for the very first time and you suck. You embarrassingly suck at it. That experience teaches you more and you know better. So when you try again, you know exactly what did not work and why. That's failing forward. There's progress, there's upward motion, so pay attention. The biggest mistake I find that we make as a society and as individuals is that we see failure as the end. Failure is not final, it's valuable feedback. I want you to think of every failure as valuable data that's showing you what doesn't work so that you can get closer to what does. Like a guiding light that leads you to your desired destination. Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that doesn't work. 10,000 ways. Thomas Edison kept trying over 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. Now, what if Thomas Edison had the same interpretation of failure as final and stopped at his 10,000th attempt at inventing the light bulb? We wouldn't have the light bulb today, or better still, would someone have invented it? We'll truly never know because Thomas never stopped trying until he succeeded. So, understanding this perspective is what helped me change my mindset and interpretation of failure. And so, you should try more things and treat failure like an experiment, not a personal defeat, because there are still so many battles left to win. One of the biggest traps I've found that we all fall for is tying our self worth to our outcomes. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure, it's just a moment, not a definition. If you internalize failure, You will hesitate to take risks, and that's the real danger. I need you to shift your self talk, and instead of saying, I failed, so I'm not good enough, say, I failed at this, so I have something to learn and improve on. That is shifting your identity away from failure and detaching yourself from your outcomes. Success is built on the back of multiple failures and not perfection. In case no one has told you this, starting and making mistakes along the way will teach you way more lessons and take you farther than waiting to be perfect ever will. I used to have the fear of failure, but now I actively collect failures. And I noticed that two things happen when you adopt a similar mindset. You become desensitized to failure, and your resilience grows as your rebound time shrinks. And what that means is that you're able to bounce back quicker. Think about how muscle is built. It breaks down first and then grows back stronger for those that love going to the gym. The same goes for resilience. Every single time you fail and get back up, you train yourself to become more adaptable, more creative, and more persistent. And in fact, research shows that people who have failed multiple times are often more successful than those who never took risks in the first place. Start embracing micro failures. Try things that push you out of your comfort zone, whether that is public speaking, launching a project, going to an event alone, or pitching an idea. The more you expose yourself to small failures, the more resilience you build. And that's on exposure therapy. Do more of the things that scare you. Failure can either break you or make you sharper. It all depends on how you respond. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, I want you to channel that energy into figuring out your next steps. The most successful people use failure as a launching pad for their next big win, and you should too. Ask yourself, what did I learn and what's my next best step? Keep moving forward with the lessons failure taught you. That's the best strategy for coming back stronger. That way, your next failure wouldn't be a setback, it'll be a setup for a comeback. Failure is a part of everyone's story, whether successful or not. How you respond to failure is what makes the difference. Reframe failure as feedback, detach it from your identity, build resilience through repetition, and use it as fuel to come back stronger. Remember that you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna fail. You're gonna continue failing, and then fail again until you succeed. So fail more, and when you do, fail fast, fail forward, and fail often. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. Like, subscribe, share with anyone that would benefit from having this mindset shift, and subscribe for more content on architecting your best life and being the best you that you can be.